Go and learn what this means. Before we get into the understanding of what go and learn what this means, there is two kinds of administrations that are found today. One is the administration of life, and the other is the administration of death. Turn to your neighbor and say, two administrations.
Two administrations.
Let's try that again. Two administrations.
Two administrations.
How are we doing with the translation? Tov? Tov.
He's right.
Okay. The administration of life and the administration of death. Unfortunately, the administration of death today is found in most religious hearts and most minds. And by the way, if you have friends and loved ones and people in your congregation, rabbis, leaders, have them join in right now on the Addy Radio Network. There are a few spots left. According, we have a limit on how many listeners we can have at any one time, so you'll want to get in right now before we get into the meat of the message. So it's a good time for you to ask your people in your congregation, your husband, wife, your children, have them scoot up to the internet and join your worldwide Kehillah, your radio Mishpacha, this Shabbat. Again, this message, go and learn what this means. And in the hearts and minds of many today, many Torah keepers who are born again, they're just coming into Torah, from both houses, Ephraim and Judah, we find an administration of the things that they are learning, but it is an administration of death. In other words, they're learning Torah. They're learning things about the Torah for the first time, but they're not walking in love. And rather than administering love and life, they are administering death. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't find it among Jewish people. Sorry. For years I've been telling you, my brothers and sisters, how great you all are. And you are great. But now it's a little time for correction. When we talk about the whole plural marriage issue, that shouldn't be, it's not controversial with Yahweh. It is controversial with most Ephraimites, and Messianic Israelites, and Messianic Judites, who themselves mostly are Ephraimites. Let's be honest, if you go into a Messianic Jewish congregation, what do you find? Ephraimites with talits and kippahs. You don't find too many Jews. The point being that Jewish people, and this is not going to be a message on plural marriage, so don't worry. But the point being, or do worry, I don't care. If Yahweh tells me to, I'll do it. The point being that Jewish people, Darryl, don't have a problem with this. The Sephardic Jews in Yemen and Morocco and North Africa, when you talk about patriarchal marriage, they don't got a problem with this. They're living it. They're practicing it. It's the Ephraimites who are calling themselves Messianic, who are really Christians in the Talit, many of them, who learn a little Torah. They know 5 words of Hebrew, and to be honest with you, most of the Hebrew that my brothers and sisters have learned is from the Restoration Scriptures, from the glossary, and from the index. Let's be honest, okay? And now they're condemning Yahweh and condemning his Nevi'im and his prophets and his teachers. And yet the Jewish people are like, they would really be very upset with you. Because they don't have even the Ashkenazic, the European Jews, they don't practice it, but they know that one of the signs of the coming of Mashiach is that plural marriage, patriarchal marriage will be restored. And in the days when it is being restored by Yahweh's servants, even though it's a tough process, and you have to work with the people of Yahweh, Mashiach is right around the corner. If there are more and more Rabbi Moshe Kanachowskis willing to risk their finances and their reputation and their character to share these things, and the numbers, the big numbers, Mashiach is right around the corner. It's one of the signs of the coming of Mashiach, even among the Jews who don't practice this. The point being that Torah among both houses, but today specifically among Ephraim, is a very, very dangerous thing. Because the human nature, the human tendency is to abuse Torah and to use it illegally or unlawfully. Are you with me?
Amen.
Torah in the hands of a novice. I don't care if they're called rabbi. I don't care if they're called bishop.
Uh-oh.
I don't care if they're called elder, deacon, whatever. Torah in the hands of an administration of death brings death. Does that make any sense?
Yes, sir.
So Torah knowledge can be a very dangerous thing. I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to make a shocking statement. Some people are going to write me emails because they're not going to understand what Yahweh is saying.
Just like every other time.
Here, brother. Here, brother.
That'll be the first time.
What are you talking about?
There is so much death being administered by returning Ephraimites who are first coming into Torah that for many of us, and especially for new people coming into the faith, it's better to be in the church.
Wow.
Wow, that's sad.
Much better to be in the church. Because in the church, it's all about grace, forgiveness, rachamim,
Chesed.
love, chesed, forbearance,
Amen.
mercy, understanding, reconciliation. They don't know the Torah. They don't know the Torah enough or well enough to use it to administer death. When I first came into the Messianic movement some 12, 14 years ago or more, maybe more, I don't remember exactly, and I've been saved now almost 25 years, this October, I would never say that. I would say that those who do not know the commandments and those who do not know Torah are not obeying the will of Yahweh. They're not walking in the will of Yahweh. But now, because of the persecution and the death, not just toward me, but the death that's being administered in the name of Yeshua and in the name of Torah, and the broken lives, it's not plural marriage and other antisocial doctrines from the Torah that are breaking up marriages and destroying lives and reputations. No, it is the abuse of the Torah by novices in the kingdom.
Torah police.
Does any of this make sense?
Yes, it does.
And the scriptures address this very carefully. Let's go to Hosea, chapter 6. A little Torah knowledge in the hand of a prideful, arrogant, self-serving, undiscerning, uncircumcised in heart individual is very dangerous. And it is safer for the body of Yeshua if that person would have, or persons would have remained in the church, where they couldn't do the damage that many of these people are doing here to the body of Yeshua today. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you to multiply horses and go back to the church. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying I have never seen church people behave like the Nazarene Israelites and the Messianics behave toward their brothers and sisters. I've never seen that kind of nefarious, demonic, bloviating manifestations.
They wouldn't be tolerated.
It's safer for my wife and children to receive the nurture and care of Christ if I was a lay person than the backstab